It's 7 now. A Carlisle-based charity have announced that they're moving to a new home that will double their capacity as demand for their resources increases dramatically around the world. I'm talking of the Langham Partnership. They've been in the city for over 15 years and will be moving to a new purpose-built warehouse and offices in Lancaster Street in Carlisle later this month. The Langham Partnership distributes Christian books and resources aimed at training preachers and equipping the next generation of church leaders in the majority world. Joining me now to tell us more about this is the Reverend Canon John Libby, who's the National Director of the Langham Partnership for the UK and Ireland. John, good morning to you.
Richard, good morning to you. How are you doing?
I'm very good. First of all, just tell us a bit more of what the Langham Partnership is and does.
Sure. Founded by John Stott at Langham Place at All Souls there, hence the name Langham. And we operate in about 100 majority world countries around the world. And we go there by invitation with the indigenous church to help them train preachers, to identify future leaders and train them, and to support the publishing and distribution of, texts and books from their context and culture. So that's, in a nutshell, 3 streams operating globally in about 100 majority world countries.
So why do you think there's been such an increase in demand for your resources?
Well, that's a very interesting question. I think the classic question that John Stott was trying to answer is, evidence suggests that 8 out of 10 preachers and church leaders around the globe in these areas don't have any training or help in terms of developing their ministry. And so it was a sort of need that was identified by the local indigenous church that he started Langham in order to try and address. And so it's by demand, by invitation from the local churches to try and assist them in growing their infrastructure. And, many of these places we look with fairly jaundiced, I suggest, British eyes when we see what's happening to the church and Christian faith here. But in many of these countries, it's mushrooming and needs leadership. And in many of the areas of the world, of course, it has to go under the radar a bit, simply because the regimes and whatever are not that supportive.
And has it been easy to find a new home for your resources and new building and the likes?
That's an interesting question as well. That we did look around. We had a huge amount of demand, as you've alluded to, and so we needed to find somewhere that was twice as big. So we looked at many possible places where we could lease double the space, but there just weren't any around at the shape and size of what we needed. And so we decided to develop the old magnet kitchen warehouse that people will remember on Lancaster Street was available. And so we took over the site and demolished and purpose-built. And actually, it's not one of these sort of vanity projects that some of these examples can be as they build new buildings. It's actually a cost-cutting at one level exercise. So it will release a lot more resources into our programs around the world than if we decided to lease and whatever as well. So, yeah.
Well, we wish you all the best with the move and hope everything goes well into the future. That's the Reverend Canon John Libby. He's the National Director of the Langham Partnership for UK and Ireland. They're moving into their new purpose-built warehouse and offices in Lancaster Street in Carlisle this month.